Alright guys, hello and welcome back. It's time for game 1 of the finals for week 4 of the North American Challenger Cup. It is going to be Hi Five facing off against Yomi in this one. And you know, Yomi, there's some people questioning. They've had some pretty odd upsets in the past. This week, they were able to make it all the way through. And also, one thing worth noting, Hi Five are no longer tied for first place. With their advantage.
Yeah, Luna is... Oh, resist, isn't it? It's resist. Man, we were just costing that game. I should be better than that.
Yeah, you got me confused. It's like, I'm pretty sure this is Hi Five in the final. I see non-Tussie Albertracha. You're confusing me, Scott. You're confusing me, and that's not a good thing because I'm usually confused to begin with.
Of course you are. Silly American casters.
Yeah. It's the freedom.
Hashtag production.
It makes things very difficult and confusing because the picks and bans want to do their own thing. I want to do my own thing. There's no oil in the picks and bans, so I can't just invade it for no reason. It's like all sorts of crazy stuff like that. It gets weird at points. Nevertheless, yeah, with Resist Gaming moving on, they're not going to be in the finals. Hi Five guarantee themselves at least 60 seeding points. It's only 45 potentially for Resist Gaming. As they were tied, that means Hi Five is now, at least at this moment, unless, you know, some bad things would have to happen, which, you know, I don't foresee them happening. So right now, Hi Five are sitting nice and soundly. First seed going up against Yomi, who I believe are currently sitting 6th seed or 5th seed. There might be another tie situation for those guys, but a little bit lower down. But nevertheless, I'm expecting big things out about these teams.
Yomi just blew past Resist with a huge carry performance out of Matt Yankee. Probably one of the tournament as well today. That was just an absolutely insane Xbalanque performance. Not banned away from him here, but the Batz is left on the table. Bologna was taken away. Thor, not to be picked up first time around, but, well, carry coming through from the side of Hi Five. He wants that Xbalanque.
Yep, he's going to get locked in alongside Geb in that lane. We saw Xbalanque last game being played by Matt Yankee doing pretty well. He's going to take it off the table, keep it out of his hands as well. Cabrakan's going to come out once again. We saw Kateki, also known or previously known as Woo Woo, bring that out last game to quite good effect, shutting down the support many times over. We'll see if they can make that one work again. If I can find Cabrakan on the list, we'd also actually get that locked in on the picks and ban screen. Isis picked up alongside that as well for Unrelinquished, who made a pretty good showing on her as well.
Yeah, Unrelinquished Isis, a little bit of underrated portion of that last team comp coming through from the guys on the side of Yomi. You mentioned it. The Pillar of Agony drops the Circle of Protections down underneath and heals up, tops up. It was an absolute crucial performance to his team on the backside of that. It wasn't the carry performance coming out of Matt Yankee, but he was the supporting act to ensure that Matt Yankee could be that carry performance. Yeah, but Thor on the board with Batz picked up. It's the last round before that next set of bans. You want to pick up Thor before he's taken off the board.
Yeah, it would be that. There's Neith. She wasn't picked up, so she will get banned out. There's a couple other hunters who have the luxury of going where they please. Neith is really the only one these days played mid lane. A couple people have tried on her, but he really is just too mana intensive. Impale, it's like a third of his mana bar, even with the Bluestone Pendant in its currently slightly nerfed state before they really just completely rip it a new one. So it's rough. They're gonna end up picking up a mage more likely than not. You see the Poseidon band coming out, and then quickly followed up, they're gonna be picking up Scylla on the side of Hi Five. So the monster of the deep is gonna be rearing her little, I don't want to say ugly head, but you know, when she turns into that monster, cute or not, when all that huge chunk of damage just took off half your health bar in one shot, you don't care if she's cute or not.
Of course you don't care if she's cute or not, but the worrying thing about this is that look at the composition that they're building. They've got a Thor, a little bit of early game pressure, and for that late game pressure, Thor's gonna be a kind of like a rough pick into the... Wow, Ymir Rama? That was perfectly called out by Twitch chat. Great job, guys, out there. Specifically, the guys coming in from Jax K. Murphy. That was absolutely perfectly called out. That's worth a shout out, man. That's a top effort.
Might as I cheated, because technically we're a little bit behind the live game. That's my guess. But yeah, no, it works out as well as Scott as well. Rom getting played by those guys a couple times over. He's one of the more, you look down a list of hypercars, Xbalanque is up there. Rom is also right up there on top. Yeah, that's really the kind of the pinnacle of the hypercars right now as far as actually seeing play all that often. Medusa gets picked up over. Neith is like a high priority pick just because of the ambiguity of where exactly they're going. You get that mystery factor when you lock them in early on. Like, it could be 80 carry. It could not be, but we don't know until we see the rest of their team comp. There was a last pick somewhere on the board, and I cannot find it. They went to tier. Tier, that's the one. They moved around, started trading. Silly teams. Leave them where they should be so it's easy for production to find out who they were. Tier getting locked in there, looking at these team comms finally fleshed out for both these guys. There is a lot of crowd control locked down inside of Yomi. Fear no evil, tectonic shift, all the Ymir things, the walls, the frost breaths, Ice's spirit balls, the circle of protection. There's so much AoE, so much setup potential. Same time, Hi Five, they have a decent bit of pick. They have that Thor, they have that tier, they have that Scylla as well, locked down on the back of any of that crowd control. Once Scylla gets probably back to about the 15-20 minute mark, gets it, or even a little sooner if she rushes for a Doom Orb, which not necessarily the most common thing because her wave clear early on isn't necessarily the best. But she could definitely be chunking people on the back of some of the setup that Hi Five do have.
I'm thinking back 2 weeks ago to the last time I casted the Challenger Cup here with you on an A, and Bolcher pulled out a match-winning performance in the grand final for Hi Five to secure the MVP of the tournament. Are we going to see the MLC Stealth version 2.0?
To be fair, he died to Shield of the Underworld. I was nice. I kept that out of the MVP video. In retrospect, he pointed out in chat, it's like, I was thinking, yeah, I'll be nice. I haven't really spoken to Bolcher personally, so I don't want to take a shot at a guy I haven't really met or spoken to. He mentioned it in chat, it's like, you didn't put it in there. It's like, well, now I clearly should have done so. Like, I can go back, like, have them re-upload, like, oh, there's a mistake in the video, guys. Put this one up instead. Redo it for me, please. Don't worry about why. That said, yeah, definitely, he was MVP as Scylla in both games of the finals for a reason. Got it through this time, so not really too surprising there. We'll see how he performs. Game 1 of this best-of-3 series, Yomi vs. Hi Five, for Week 4 of the North American Challenger Cup. We'll get this game underway here in just a minute, guys. Get ourselves all synced up and stuff. So we'll be back here in just a minute. Alright, guys, time for Game 1 of the finals. It's Resist Gaming facing off against Yomi. Production, please. Team,
did you do it again?
To be fair, they were backwards, and I thought I fixed it, and I didn't, so things happened, things went wrong. No one saw anything. That's the story we're all going with. If we all stick to it, nobody gets in trouble. If someone decides to snitch, we're all screwed. So don't say anything, anybody. That's what, okay? Don't make me come over there. I see you in the back. I see you don't even think about it. That's what I thought.
You know what would be more scary? Is if we were doing this with cameras on, because I could totally see you like staring down your camera like, I was. Sit down.
I was pointing and everything. Unfortunately, the cameras weren't on. Yeah, that would have actually.
I do that too.
I'm a hand talker at the best of times. I'm like swinging around. I'm surprised I don't smack my like boom boom. That might have been loud. I apologize for anyone's ears that just blew out. I meant to tap it lightly, and I kind of just actually smacked it. Like it's a miracle I'm not doing that constantly. I have a proper microphone. Headsets. I have a headset. I can see with the headset and have a microphone in front of me and get like a secondary microphone someplace else with like 5 microphones.
Rip their headsets.
Yeah.
Anyway, look, check out this start though coming through from the side of Yomi. They did both back camps on both left and right hand side.
We saw this a couple times last week. It's a very
Resist did the exact same thing. Wait, why have I got Resist up? That's not Resist, that's Hi Five.
Oh my... Okay. To be fair, I just did the exact same. Oh my god. Production, guys! We're not talking about any of this. This is... I'm done. We're done for the day. Headsets off, sitting back, relaxing. We don't care that the soul laners and the junglers are arriving to lane, or that the mid lane Isis has a Thor here early. El Chapu's on his own over in that soul lane. Weird starts from both teams so far.
Weird starts, but totally mirrored from the side of both sets of back camps and whatnot. Soaking up as much XP at the level 1 point as they possibly can. The Hunters on the left-hand side of the map, they're both late games, so that's probably why you're seeing that. You know, Xbalanque and Rama both want to get into that mana cycle as soon as they potentially can. Right-hand side, Jilly gets incredibly tanky from picking himself up some bonus XP. They want to hand it on towards... Woo-Woo in the mid lane right now on that Batz as well. You know, he comes online late game as well. They just want to generate XP across the map. The opposite side, Scylla giving her bonus XP. That's not a bad thing. And giving tier bonus XP into a Guardian lane, again, just a not... There's basically... Everyone has a very, very good reason for doing those back camps at the start. And the clears were pretty much even in the end.
Yeah, there's actually a little bit of kill potential coming out from Gilly in this one. As soon as he gets level 5, he's up ahead a little bit. If he catches that El Chapu and manages to block a Fearless when he tries to run away, not necessarily in the middle of an engagement, he could potentially find a kill on the back of it. It's not going to be an easy one, and he has to get a little poke up ahead of time. But you see the wave clear issue coming out right there. Gilly can get beat around. He's using the tremors. He has to sit still. First blood coming out left lane.
On the left-hand side. Wow, that's going to come through from a snare. Sorry, you have to freeze up from TV. Don't get frozen in place watching your TV too long. That's the lesson we just learned.
Indeed. So no idea what actually happened over there, aside from the fact that...
Wait, he had the red buff.
Red buff?
He did. He had the red buff.
I don't even know what's going on anymore. Albert Chacha?
I swear.
It's blocked by a wall.
Unrelinquished.
Frost Breath, Glacial Strike coming down as well. TV using this Ymir to good effect. NA just not used to playing him. If over in EU we see it constantly coming out, and NA is just like Ymir, like that free Guardian everyone has that is, you know, it's like Neath. I mean, if Neath was kind of like, yeah, NA considered Ymir to be kind of, yeah. Now Neath is getting played. TV at least pulling out the Ymir. There's a lot of crowd control. It's a lot of zoning with those walls. The Shards of Ice as well. Slows and damage and things. It's a pretty nasty god that NA has kind of disregarded for the longest time, whereas EU plays it quite a bit, so maybe TV taking a page out of those guys' books.
And with, you know, until like this week, there's been so much Ymir play actually across the board from the North American teams this week. Doing the Friday Night Smite from Turn Up Esports the other night, I did notice that everyone was pretty much looking to pick or ban Ymir in 100% of the games from that tournament. And now it's coming to the fore. You know, there's no window to pick up and play an Ares anymore because everyone's just playing so much Ymir.
Yeah, Ares is good, but Ymir, Ares, if he falls behind the slightest, he's behind. There's really not much you can do. He has to get up close and personal. He doesn't have really crowd control. Yeah, he can cripple people, but he has to stay reasonably close and kind of chase people down to keep those shackles actually tied onto somebody. It's a rough one. Ymir, on the other hand, so you fall a little bit behind, you can still use your Frost Breath to stun people, you can still throw down walls to block people from running away or catch them out to set up a gank for other people. The utility is still there if you're behind. LHP right side, gonna be forced to bring away. Kiteki gives chase immediately, teleporting in Sacred Monkey to give him a little bit of a step up to close it in. Finds a kill, second one on the board so far for Yomi overall. There were mid-harpies spawning at some point. I have no idea whatever happened to those. I lost track of time. And, yeah, otherwise, Yomi building themselves a nice little golden experience lead early on. If they can keep that up, they could potentially turn this into something bigger. But for now, Hi Five are going to be looking to answer back here in the near future because they have a couple gods who don't necessarily have a big effect early on. Looking at that Xbalanque, looking at that Scylla. In mid to late game is when they're really going to start to come into their own light, so to speak.
El Chapu and Grishshank are the guys here to buy time for Hi Five's late game to come online. We already mentioned, right? Bolch is this big monstrosity of a little girl on Scylla. Xbalanque, Matt Yankee went huge on it last time. Nonton's on it this time, and we all know what Nonton can do if he gets rolling. But, you know, he's not going to get rolling to the same degree that that Matt Yankee got rolling last game. No way in hell is that going to happen. But Matt Yankee, look at this build. Matt Yankee has always been a Devourer's Gauntlet prioritizer. Of all the hunters, he's the one that's stuck by it through and through. And Nonton, he's going meta. He's going, right, I want to be online with the Heartseeker. You've already died, buddy. You got to be careful from here on out, and he knows it.
Yeah, for sure. We touched on it last game as well. Matt Yankee going for these Devourer's Gauntlets is not generally what really anybody's preferring on Hunters, but it's a safer option. You have the option to control the fight. It's like, well, you have the Heartseeker and want to fight me? Well, speaking of fighting me, Unrelinquished, mid lane, El Chapu! Getting that fight turned around on an initiation gone bad. Cataclysm, I'm a monster setup. Bolcher gets one, gets a second hit as well.
But it's not quite done yet. TV's going to find that freeze up into the sky to his Grishshank. He's trying to find whatever he can. Where's he going to slam back down? That's always the question that you got to ask yourself. Kiki is going to leap away, and he's going to get at least some damage down from the side of Grishshank. Gilly's way, TV's way, but it's not going to be enough to pick up a kill. Grishshank and Gilly, they're going to spot each other out on the right-hand side. They're going to go for the snare. They this damage down on towards Gilly. Can they clean him up? It's a chase. It's a long chase, and it hasn't been secured by any means just yet. Grishshank's very low on the mana bar. This might be a little bit of a problem. Roll out of here in just a few seconds for Elbow Chacho, but Gilly doesn't even need that one to go down. It's going to go Grishshank's way, and a couple kills picked up. That's in favor of Hi Five's factor, but Yumi They're looking to try and lose Kaiki in the mid lane. That's not something that they really want to be thinking about. But left-hand side, they rotated Gab so far over this sculpture.
Oh, that was a bit of a knee-jerk reaction to Nantan showing up. They'll get the kill onto him. Reinforcements were on the way, to be fair. They didn't want to overcommit and get their health bars whittled down by that Gold Fury. TV looking for the shard device, not going to find damage on El Chapu. He's able to get out of range of that just in time. So, Harpy for... that might have been both Harpy camps picked up. Right side, who the hell even knows on that one? But they found the kill. Gilly got picked up in the end. I was touching on the Devourer's Gauntlet's Heartseeker. It's one of the things that they picked up Heartseeker, they're going to be doing more damage. All you have to do is the other hunters. Like, I have Devourer's Gauntlets, I'm going to be doing less damage. I'm just not going to fight you. You look like you want to trade.
He's ahead.
Oh, he's ahead anyway, don't get me wrong. Just a general type of matchup situations. Like, I have the Heartseeker, or you have the Heartseeker, I have Devourer's Gauntlets. I can't out-trade you, so I just won't trade with you. I'll just back up, farm to wave when it's a little bit more safe, and, gang possibly coming in mid lane. Thor's up in the air. If you can find Kateki on relinquish, could be a kill, but it's gonna miss. I'm a Monster is out. Will it hit? No, it will not. Vulture gets burst down because of that one, as Grushenk will be able to run back to the safety of his tower. Rare miss coming out from Vulture that time around.
Vulture Scylla play missing. That's not something that we're accustomed to seeing here. Normally it's things all Hi Five's way, but it's not to be this time from Yomi. They want the Gold Fury. They got Vulture. Scylla, she's the one that can really turn around these early Gold Fury fights, but out of the picture, and it's going to be the Yomi comp looking to pick anything up. Look at the damage on towards Nantan. Do not stand on a frozen carpet, ladies and gentlemen. Excuse me, my bodily function is going to continue doing what they want, but Elbow Chacho is just going to get burned through. Cataclysm was on to multiple members, but it's going to mean nothing when he's already dead. Matt Yankee is already huge, 2-0-1. There's going to be a kill for Chopar, but it's going to be Dono is going to pick up one, and now they're going to look for more. Jilly's in a while to hurt. Nantan, he's already going on that Xbalanque. May only be a little bit right now, but that's one kill, that's one passive stack, and that's one hell of a long way back towards getting himself in this game.
Who got that triple kill? I forget.
El Chapo? El Chapu?
The way you said it on that fight was actually kind of funny. It's like, I was waiting, like, oh, I'm going to ask him about it, so hopefully he says it again. El Chapu. They got the Gold Fury, though, on the back of those couple of kills. He was looking for the Quadra, but Gilly got back to his tower. Scumbag Gilly denying the Quadra. How could he even consider doing that? I mean, it's not as bad as the whole Ataraxia thing a couple weeks back at this point, but that was pretty bad. Denying the pentakill in SPL play. Just like blatantly denying it. Looking for the delayed one though. El Chapu isn't going to be here. Albachacha though, taking up the tower for the rest of the team. Grushenk will pick up that one as Unrelinquished returns. A little bit of poke, a little bit of wave clear coming out for these guys. Sentinel under the wall will get them out to safety to pick up some mid Harpies. So look at the graph. There was an early lead for Yomi, but Hi Five have since kind of turned that one around. A couple kills, that Gold Fury. Things back to even experience-wise. Gold's 1,000 or so in favor of Hi Five. Neither team, though, running away with this one quite yet.
Yeah, it's early stages. It's only 10 minutes in the game. You can only just now surrender. And, well, game closed as it is. There's going to be no surrender votes in this one. It's a grand final. It's a Challenger Cup grand final. And neither team will surrender ever in that one. They will fight it down to the death of their Titan, right? That's just how you do it. Nantan, check this guy out. He wants to get into this game. He wants to be that hunter in control. Right now, it's his opposition number, Matt Yankee, coming off the back of a huge Xbalanque game. He's 2-1-1. He's 50 stacks on the Dev Gauntlets. He's up on that Heartseeker build. Man, this could be Matt Yankee going big, 2 from 2 that we've seen in the semifinals onwards so far. That'd be big to putting Yomi into that Challenger Cup round robin stage.
Yep, Unrelinquished mid lane. Gonna take a Scylla combo for trouble. Thor wall not gonna connect. Hit with the hammer. Unrelinquished will be forced back to base on that one, or at least wanting to go back to base. Not able to do so, as Yomi have to be aware of the fact that Hi Five could look to push in this tier 1 tower in the very, very near future. The double Guardian composition that Yomi are running, it's gonna be a factor in these fights, but they need Matt Yankee to kind of get on the line, start doing that 80 carry thing so they can zone and protect him. Nant on the other side. 1, 2, and 4 right now on that Xbalanque. We pull up the damage chart. Look who's sitting pretty up there at the top. And he's not really online quite yet. That's
he's just
one.
making himself.
That's almost 2. Scumbag Grushenk taking away that second kill. As Albachacha might fall here. Matt Yankee from downtown with the snipe does secure that one. 1 for 2 so far. Grushenk will drop down for the anvil gone for running away. Vulture didn't miss that time. And if not for Scumbag Grushenk taking the kill beforehand, that would have been a 2 for 2 with those I'm a Monster ultimates. They need to look to shut down Vulture before he starts getting more and more online. He's sitting 33 seconds on Doom Orb. That's going to be building up very, very quickly. It's a huge spike of power, fully built up. It's 130, I believe, magic power, 125. Unrelinquished! El Chapu with the blink, fearless into the wall. Unrelinquished didn't know what hit him right there.
He got hit by a sword. A big sword. By a guy that can fling it around in 2 different ways. That's what happened.
Yep. Gilly trying to go back to base. Gonna be looking to do so. El Chapu will look for the delayed back, but not gonna be able to interrupt that one.
Oh, you're not gonna drop that now. One mistake. One mistake, ladies and gentlemen. One mistake, and Jordan's gonna remember it for the rest of your life.
No, I was just poking fun because El Chapu, though, gonna be forced to lumbering out from Kentucky in place. Looking for the damage as reinforcements come by. That didn't work out the way we was hoped. Grishshank gonna look to answer back. This would be a dive onto the tower right now. The sun's not gonna connect. He's gonna be forced to immediately run away. Here's Gilly back from base. A hammer teleport will get Grishshank out of that one. Now, the reason I was poking fun of Gilly, he was trying to recall behind the tower, but the minion wave was coming up, so they would have shot him, so we had to, like, interrupt his back and go to the other side of the tower. So that's just what I found amusing about that. It wasn't just taking a shot out of somebody. There was a little backstory to that whole little chuckle that I had.
Casting, just Jordan casting things, right? This is the. You see what I have to put up with here, guys. You know, I have to be in here. I have to be around you. No, you're the best. I swear, like one of the best.
The production stuff's not my issues. None of those problems are mine. It's that production guy, that Hindu. All the production errors, all his fault. I swear, nothing to do with me.
Definitely showed me the clause in your contract that said no mistakes are all Hindus.
It was the one thing I absolutely required. If I cast, it's never my fault. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. Except when it's words, I'll take the words.
When's Adonis coming back so we can blame him?
He's busy breaking everything on the SPL side of things. So,
okay.
Yeah, that's all covered already. The SPL, it's Adonis. Here, it's Hindu. It's never me. Even when Hindu's, like, not here at all, period, it's still his fault. I mean, he was in North America for, like, 24 hours and the servers died. Do you think that's a coincidence? I don't think so.
No, I'm actually going to agree with you entirely.
Yeah. Right now, though, still talking about Smite. We kind of have many, many tangents so far today. Banter's good. Sometimes you have Smite.
Banter is good.
Gold Fury is back up and alive. Some counter warding going on that side of the map. Counter warding going on as Grishshank's Sentry Ward will now be the one standing. No, one more in hand. Gilly has it. He's making his way over slowly but surely. That will be the last Sentry Ward in anybody's hands. So, if Gilly walks over there, they'll get control. Ymir looking for
the
blink
from TV,
but not finding.
Gonna get the wall off. He pins it himself between 2 walls right there. TV. He was in a rough spot. And now Vulture, he's going to be the one that's trying to connect and look for anything else. They need a little bit more damage on the TV. There comes the I'm a Monster, but it's going to be the steal away from Grishshank. It's not going to reset. Look at that. Fear No Evil Unrelinquished finds Vulture. He had no cooldowns left, so he wasn't a major player in the last part of this fight. Over the wall, look at that from El Chapu. He's going to be able to put pressure on this one, but a big Spirit Bomb from Unrelinquished might turn this fight back around. The focus from Matt Yankee picks up Elbow Chacho, but Nonton has been autoing away the entire time so far. Can Matt Yankee outbox him? It doesn't matter. Unrelinquished is here as well. To the skies, the Astral Barrage. One more, won't hit the Wind Gust. It's 2, it's 3, it's all 4 of them miss. Can they find the box? Nonton is certainly trying. Minions are there and they're starting to do the damage. He's got a lifesteal and he will lifesteal and run away this time. Unrelinquished was forced to get out of there. But look at that fight. That went on for so long that eventually the damage from Matt Yankee was able to pay off.
Every single game today, until the game, a team inevitably finds themselves a strong enough lead to where they're kind of in control of the game. I don't think we've seen a clean, decisive fight today before the 20-minute mark in the games. Every single time, it's 1 for 1. It's 2 for 3. These teams are so close. They're so messy. Thor's up. They were looking for some mid lane. No, they might find Katek here. Unrelinquished around this corner wall. They're going to actually look to turn on the Vulture. I'm a Monster for the extra movement speed. Not going to get her out of that one alive. They kind of initiated into an ambush there. Even though that wasn't actually an ambush, it was just kind of, the tables were turned quite quickly by Yomi in that engagement.
Yeah, look at the Kit-key turnaround, the woo-woo turn with the fear no evil. Blink through from TV, down comes the Darkest of Nights to force the disengage. Everyone freezes up to make sure they don't get stunned, and perfectly as well. All three members, the blink through from El Jabu. He's looking to try and get on towards TV. It's going to be nothing, all for naught. The Fearless doesn't get him anywhere near close enough back to the rest of the team for them to focus out. And they realize right now as they finally check the Gold Fury pit, it's gone. And Yomi have found themselves a small window.
Yeah, looking at the gold lead, it's been back and forth so far. Hi Five found themselves a bit of a lead for a little while, but like I said, the Gold Fury turned things back around. They're looking for TV mid lane, but he's Ymir, 104 health per level, highest in the game, bar none. Steel Mail still online. He's a little behind item-wise. He just hasn't gone back to base. He's sitting on 1,300 gold in hand. That'll even things back out.
Unrelinquished with the cheeky Wingast. Grishank is still trapped in the mid lane. He was trying to get out of there. He was so close to go on base, and Unrelinquished is just like, no, 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 no. Have a Wingast to the face. Perfect. He's gonna at least, and that's macro strategy, right? Every single second that you delay your opponent from going base is another second that he's not doing anything. It's another second he's not getting XP. It's another second he's got to reconsider his choices. He's finally got to go. No, he's still not based. He's still not based. So Grishank has built up. He's got 1,500 in the pocket. 1,500 in the pocket now. When he finally does base, he'll be able to buy more items, but in the meantime, he's lost a little bit of efficiency around the map. Macro strategy, small win for Yomi. If they can snowball it into something else, like picking up a med tower, they didn't manage to do that, so that was a lost opportunity for them.
Yeah, there wasn't really much else on the map to take. Speed buff is just now coming up, and Grishank will be in position to take it, but a couple seconds later. Not really much gained or lost. There's not much to fight over right now. Yomi could potentially look to group up and finish off that tier 1 tower in the right lane, which would admittedly free Gilly to roam up around the map a little bit more, but it's not the highest priority. It's only 500 gold. You have a little bit of a lead. Do you really want to risk diving the tower a little bit to potentially find a kill when the tower, things are otherwise so close? Do you want to take a couple extra tower shots that could potentially mean someone surviving or dying? Yeah, it'll be probably TV on the Ymir. He's tanky. Sovereignty's on the line, so he has that physical protection, but it's like, yeah, it's 500 gold. We really want to risk it right now. We can just wait for the Gold Fury, which is a much more valuable objective to fight over.
Oh, what can they find in the meantime? Nothing much going on around the map. Important to note in the meantime that Gilly has almost lost his tower, but on the backside, so has El Jabu. They've both been rotating heavily. Minions have been the real winners on the right-hand side of the map to those towers. But mid lane, Unrelinquished, he's actually doing quite well for himself. 3, 3, and 7. He's a lot more involved in this game so far than that coming through from Bolcher. And Bolcher's built up the Doom Orb, and he's died 3 times. He's lost the stacks. From the side of Nonton as well, he's died twice with the Heartseeker online, but he's consistently come back and managed to pick up all those stacks before looking for a fight. So from everyone so far, we've seen some really, really good games, making sure that they hit those spikes with their items, the important stacking spikes, before they look to be a part of those fights.
Thor was down, looking for a Vulture's gonna find one and get the kill for El Chacho, and the backside of that fight. Looked like for a second there, it was a bit of an overextension, but El Chacho blinked over the wall. It's like, wait, 2v3 and they're really looking for this one? They found it though. Right side Harvey Cam's picked up by Grishank as Gilly makes his retreat back to the other side of his jungle. So, little by little, Hi Five are chipping away at that bit of a lead that Yomi have established for themselves. It's going to come down to this next Gold Fury fight, more likely than not, that one of these teams, either Yomi continues to maintain control of this game, or Hi Five, I don't want to say necessarily take it for themselves, but at least put things back on their side of the court. They had a small lead, they lost a small lead, and if things keep happening, history repeats itself, for the next 7 or 8 minutes, once the Gold Fury spawns, it'll be time for Hi Five to be in control again for a little while.
Gold Fury, though, it's about to spawn 20 seconds away. It's going to be the next major objective, and of course with Met Yankee shoving that left-hand side up, he's going to be able to be the first one to rotate around and start to get vision. Elbow Chacho, in the meantime, is looking to get some vision control. He got his own sentry ward down, he got the ward clearing, so the ward control for now around that Gold Fury pit goes in favor of Hi Five, so they're going to be the early ones. But look at the wards around the areas surrounding. 1 towards the backside of the mid camps to come through. It's a sentry from Hi Five. 2 on the left-hand side of the Gold Fury pit, and they're looking for the engage. It's going to be Woo Woo looking for the Sacred Monkey. Doesn't find it on Nonton.
Yeah, so again, a little bit of a lull in the action for the time being. That Gold Fury has spawned. Tier 1 tower right lane. Just brought down by El Chapo before he rotates on over. Grishank finds the kill to Unrelinquish. Gilly caught down between 3 right now as well. Gonna force beads out. He looks to retreat. Vulture takes a stone shield. I'm a Monster is up. They're gonna get blocked in. but nothing really taken out in the back of that.
I'm a Monster will miss now, and the Fear No Evil is right in the center of this fight for Woo Woo. He's trying to do what he can, but Gilly is just locked in place and bursts through, and they find Woo Woo on the backside as well. There's no way for Matt Yankee's Rama to really get in towards this fight. There's no way they can really steal this. TV's not in a position where he can just blindly run over there and look to try and do it. And Hi Five are going to secure that Gold Fury. So a little bit of an advantage for them right now, and they're looking for TV as well.
If they find this pick, they're going to break the Fire Giant. And right now, looks like TV's not getting out of this one alive. El Brochacho saved the Wrath of the Gods on that one, and they're beelining straight over her, and why not? There was nobody near to contest. They had vision on every route to that Gold Fury. This one is going to be in the books here in just a couple seconds, and Matt Yankee can try and do what he can with the health bars. Nobody is within kill range. He's going to get chunked for a good portion of his health. Fire Giant, 22 minutes, 25 seconds. Thor is up. Matt Yankee, stun connects mid-roll. I'm a monster from Vulture. And a couple minions on the tail end of it, because why not? That's just a little bit of icing on the cake for Hi Five on that one.
Not quite done though. Nonton trying to look for the in-hands. He got the poison darts. He's going to pick up one. And now they're going to look to clear out the tower and dive whoever's left over. It's going to be Gilly. Can they find it though? Perfect Fear No Evil. Tagging on forward. Taken away from Woo Woo. What can they find though? They're looking to burn through this second tower. Down goes the Cataclysm. Beats and immediately jumped away from Woo Woo. El Chapu was looking for the blink through and the Fearless, but nothing found. They'll take the two in mid, and then they'll look to disengage. Very good rotational awareness, very good pickoffs, and Yomi, they lose exactly what they didn't want to. It's a Fire Giant.
Yep, that's going to be a rough one. Tier 2 mid fell. They're going back to base. Look at that gold in hand. 3,300 in El Chapu, all the way down to El Brochacho, sitting at just over 2 grand. That's a lot. Oh, no, right side. Gershank, you need to go up and hammer through the wall will also work. Didn't need the anvil. Go on, that's starting to get away. He's okay. He's okay. Mana buff stolen away, I believe. Yes, it was. No little blue tint to that one, which does mean it is a red team buff. So yeah, on the back of that one, Hi Five found a team fight victory, found a gold free, found the pick onto the enemy support. It's one of those little things, you know, Wrath of the Gods, knowing when you can actually hold on to that one. If nothing else, you save it for a buff camp, mid-Harpy camp, a buff camp secured or something like that in the near future. But saving and keeping available made that Fire Giant possible. They didn't have to worry about someone respawning. They didn't have to worry about someone just strolling in and stealing it with a regular Hand of the Gods, or, an Isis Spirit Ball from a little bit further away stealing it, or even Ram Astral Barrage Snipes, so then Met Yankee was still alive and nearby. The foresight to not use the Wrath of the Gods when they didn't need to necessarily got them that Gold Fury. Yeah, okay, TV was down as well. So there's a couple things, but the big thing was keeping that Wrath of the Gods available and keeping the Fire Giants up. That could be a possible thing in the near future. Let's keep it just in case.
And you know what that was set up by? That was set up by superior Sentry Ward control. We mentioned coming into that Gold Fury, the Sentry Ward control was towards the mid side, towards the back side of the Gold Fury pit. They had control. They knew there was no wards on it. They knew also that there was no wards in the surrounding areas, so for anyone like TV to come and look to steal it away or put some pressure onto it or make the backside of the fight, they killed them off first. They went to the Gold Fury. There's no way for TV to come in without them knowing. That was how it was set up. Then they find him in the mid lane. They pick him off. That's just smart play. That is how the big teams win. They set up the ward control. They do the objective. They don't need to burn the excess cooldowns to get what they need. And then they just take another thing off the backside as well.
Yeah, mid lane as well. Grishing gonna hang around there. Farm some minions, because why not soak up 2 lanes at once? The range on Animal Dawn is long enough. You can join a left lane fight. You can join a mid lane fight at his leisure. Someone blink? That was a blink. That was a blink on Bulcher. Was it blink on Bulcher? Someone blinked. I think it was Bulcher. That was Bulcher going for the big aggressive play. I think we saw this off him a week or 2 ago when he got that MVP play as well. The Frost Breath connects from TV, but the damage coming down to his head. I'm a monster. Gonna miss because Nanton shredded through him beforehand.
It's not quite over yet on the backside of the tower. They're getting on towards Unrelinquished. Nanton is going to go through Gilly as well, so he's got 2 for this fight. He's looking for number 3. Down comes that Rising Jaguar, trying to put some pressure down, but this Fire Giant buff, it's paying dividends in Hi Five's favor. And while they're looking for Koki as well, they're not quite going to find that one as well this time, but the Phoenix is going to be in their side. The blink into the Shockwave won't land. It's going to be a disengage, but the Phoenix picked up all the same.
Yep, that's going to be the right one. Mid, Phoenix, not looking too hot right now either. You can see him going straight on forward. The leap over the wall. Nantan finds another one. 5, 2, and 12 so far. Surrender vote starting. They could look still to hold on. It is unrelinquished and Met Yankee. TV did just respawn as well, but it's going to be a tough defense right here. Nantan with the poison dart secures another one. Unrelinquished ages out of the Ama monster, but Nantan cleans up and gets the double. As a surrender vote will come through. Hi Five, once they got their claws into this match, there was really not any way for them to be stopped in that particular instance.
Look at how solid they are. Apart from a few I'm a monster steals away coming through from Grishank, he'll get a slap on the wrist from Bolcher, and Bolcher's just like, yo bro, I want that MVP, we need to go big. That's just a little bit of miscoordination. Only tiny little things. Their positioning is on point, ward control, usage of actives, cooldown management, precise. And that's why they're on top so far. That's why they're sitting in that first slot of the Challenger Cup for North America. For a damn good reason.
Yep, they secured it for sure this week, guys, and I believe they actually guaranteed themselves and locked in a top 8 spot just by getting to the finals today as well. So, group stages, you'll be seeing these guys, but Yomi are still fighting hard for these seeding points. They're still in a spot they could potentially get, I don't know anymore, potentially knocked out, but it still comes down to seeding in the end. Who are they going to be up against? Having a higher seeding point going to the group stages is still going to be very, very important. This game particularly, though, I do want to point out Grishank. A little bit less on the damage front, but was making big plays, 7-1-16 as well on that Thor. So coming out of the jungle strong, Elbro Chacho. I actually don't have a final total. Is there a total kill count somewhere?
Elbro Chacho, 1-3-22 for him. Huge.
He was a part of all but one kill that game. It was 24 total
Oh, no,
kills.
one, yeah.
You missed one fight. Or one kill, not even one fight. So, you know, big play coming out. A couple members of Hi Five. Bolcher as well. You know, you can't underestimate those Scylla Ama monsters. So many kills were just snatched out from under him. Nantan just kill stealing all the time. It's like, Ama monster's on point, and Nantan took it. Ama's gonna hit, and Nantan took it again. Scumbag Nantan. That's all I have to say about that.
Grishank.
Oh, Grishank. A couple of them did. That said, we're going to cut to a quick little break. Game 2 is all set and ready to go, guys. We're back with that. Hi Five have Game 1 and go into Game 2 with that little bit of an advantage. Yomi have to fight back, win the next 2, unless they let Hi Five knock them out in second place. So we'll see if Yomi can pull this one back around in just a few minutes, guys. Stick around. Enjoy the music. Music. Hello, music. In theory, there's music. Should be coming up here in just a second, guys. That hard drive apparently spun down, and still the music. We got to break. I'll start the music issue in just a second, guys. There it is!